Let's skip the slow introductions, shall we? Cut the fluff. In this explainer, we're diving straight into the high-stakes life of a generational conqueror. Today, we're unraveling the story of a player who moves with almost a pickpocketing nonchalance on the pitch, yet strikes with the absolute ferocity of an apex predator, the whip personified. We're talking about Kylian Mbappé. Picture this, Lusail, Qatar. It's the climax of the 2022 World Cup final. You're facing Argentina. You are facing Lionel Messi. Your team is down. The clock is literally bleeding out, and the eyes of billions, yes, billions of people are entirely fixed on you. So how do you respond when the crushing weight of your nation, and honestly football history itself, is squarely on your shoulders? Three goals. With cold, absolutely calculated focus, Mbappe netted a historic hat-trick on the world's biggest stage. It was just a breathtaking display of devastating pace and clinical finishing, including a stunning volley that forced the game to a 3-3 draw before penalties. In doing so, he joined the highly elite ranks of England's Geoff Hurst as the only other player to ever score a hat-trick in a World Cup final. And look, even though France ultimately lost that penalty shootout, this otherworldly performance cemented his aura as Monsieur World Cup. This is a player who doesn't shrink under the lights. He absolutely thrives when the entire planet is watching him. But how exactly do you build a mentality that's completely immune to pressure? Which brings us to Act 1, the 2022 World Cup final. Act 2, the concrete pitches of Bondy. Welcome to the 93. It's a working-class commune in the Parisian suburb of Seine-Saint-Denis. Now, it's a place synonymous with social strife, sure, but it's also the absolute bedrock of modern French football, producing a crazy, disproportionate share of France's greatest talents. This right here is where a young Kylian learned that nothing is given and everything must be taken. Get this, at just age 6, his youth coach dubbed him a crack, a talent unlike any other in 15 years. By 11, he was already training with Real Madrid. At 12, he was so certain of his destiny that he was staging fake post-match press conferences in the dressing room. And all of this was guided by the strict, unyielding discipline of his mother, Faiza Lamari, a former elite handball player who managed his career and really shaped his prophetic visions of greatness. His working-class roots, fused with a proud French, Algerian, Cameroonian heritage, became this unshakable identity for him. A foundational fire, really. He was deeply connected to a community that demanded an intensity of work that perfectly matched the difficulty of their circumstances.
Act 3, shattering records at Monaco.
So straight out of the prestigious Clairefontaine Academy, a 16-year-old Mbappé didn't just join the first team at AS Monaco, he obliterated history. I mean, he completely shattered Thierry Henry's long-held record as the youngest ever first-team player. And then 2 months later, he broke Henry's record as the club's youngest ever goal scorer. He was just entirely unfazed by the absolute legends who came before him. 26 goals. That is what he dropped in his breakout 2016-17 season. His explosive pace in Leonardo Jardim's expansive 4-4-2 system, playing alongside veterans like Radamel Falcao, propelled Monaco to an incredible Ligue 1 title and a totally thrilling, unexpected run to the Champions League semi-final.
Act 4, teenage World Cup champion.
Naturally, his lethal finishing at Monaco forced the world to pay attention. It earned him a monumental €180 million transfer to domestic giants Paris Saint-Germain. But as massive as that was, his true global coronation didn't happen in Paris. It happened on the pitches of Russia during the 2018 World Cup. Just firing off these insane milestones, his ascension was moving way faster than any defender could track. A World Cup winner at 19, the second teenager in the entire history of the sport to score in a World Cup final, joining Pelé. Then back in France, he scores 4 goals in a 13-minute span for PSG. And showing a maturity way beyond his years, he donated his entire World Cup salary to charity. The guy arrived at the very summit of world football before he even left his teenage years.
Act 5, the Lionel Messi rivalry.
Fast forward back to the aftermath of that incredible 2022 World Cup final in Qatar we started with, because the emotional pivot of Mbappe's career actually occurred directly in the shadow of his greatest rival. Despite the crushing heartbreak of that penalty shootout loss to Argentina, Mbappe didn't get to hide. He had to pack his bags, return to Paris, and go to work every single day alongside the very man who denied him back-to-back global crowns. He had to face Lionel Messi. And he was furious. But you know, greatness respects greatness. Remarkably, they used the extreme tension of that epic battle to break the ice. Mbappe admitted he was insanely furious, but the respect for Messi as a living legend eventually won out. They joked about the final, with Messi teasing him a bit, and they created a mutual respect that brought the two iconic forwards closer together. They went on to have a highly productive second half of the season, which is honestly a true testament to Mbappe's elite psychological resilience. Act 6. Destiny at Real Madrid. In the summer of 2024, the lifelong prophecy was finally realized. Mbappe traded the Parisian lights for the famous white shirt of Madrid, integrating into a squad that was already overflowing with generational talent like Vinicius Jr. and Jude Bellingham. But arriving as a Galactico isn't just about showing off with talent, it's about being a machine of relentless consistency. Look at his routine. Waking up at 8 a.m., hydrating immediately, arriving at the Valdebebas training ground to push himself to the absolute limit alongside the world's best, non-negotiable daily ice baths, in dinners fueled by the French, Algerian, Cameroonian home cooking his mother instilled in him. It all culminated right here, addressing a sold-out Santiago Bernabéu with 80,000 screaming fans and his mother Faiza in tears. He fulfilled the destiny that began as a kid playing with a plastic stadium model back in Bondy. Uno, dos, tres. A la Madrid, he declared, closing one massive chapter and aggressively opening another. At just 27 years old, his statistics are mind-bending. He currently has 58 goals for France, with 14 of those coming on the massive World Cup stage, tying him with legends like Gerd Muller and pushing him past icons like Pelé and Just Fontaine. He needs only one more goal to officially become France's all-time leading scorer. His journey from the concrete of the banlieue to the gleaming grass of the Bernabeu is well and truly complete. So, with the world at his feet, the childhood dream realized, and his physical peak still unfolding, what history will Kylian Mbappé write next? We're watching a titan literally redefine the limits of the sport. And the scary part?